French Broad, just coming out of Hot Springs. Boy, it is tempting. I just want to take off all my clothes and jump in. I even want to inflate my air mattress and ride it down this little beauty. And after spending all that time in Hot Springs, I didn't do any of the whitewater rafting or kayaking trips. I was there for rest and healing, but oh my gosh, look at the folks over there, you know, kind of sitting around waiting. But like I said, it's tempting. Yeah, goodbye Hot Springs. I had a wonderful time. I'm about to sneeze. Pardon me. What are you gonna do? And as we pan in, right here is the spa, Hot Springs Spa. And in the tree line, the larger building is, yeah, that's where you get the massages and all that spa treatment stuff. And behind that, and off to the left, would be like tiny little, like wooden fenced areas that have separate little hot baths where you take your mineral baths. So, you know, here we are, and panning through in the Broad River down here, the French Broad. And we'll zoom in one more time, and we can see this is Independence Weekend. You know, the 4th of July weekend. This is Saturday, and I headed out, planned on heading out, and we can see, you know, people are camping along the river. Kids are taking nice, lazy, floating little trips on their little rafts. Look at them. It's all like a small navy. Children floating down, gonna hit the big rapids there. And it doesn't cost them a dime. Almost jumped in myself. I'd like to get to the top where there's a fire tower, a little campsite and some water. Boy, I'm really thirsty. I ate an enormous skillet breakfast, and it's really slowing me down, that and the heat. You know, being all lazy and all for a few days. I needed the rest. But look at that, you can hear them. That is just so much fun. Well, once again, Hot Springs, you were my favorite. I really had a time, a great time, wonderful rest. And I'm really excited about being back on the trail, and I'm happy to be on the trail, and I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying what I am doing, and it is so important. Here's one of my favorite, or my favorite summertime mushroom, that's for sure. It's from the genus Boletus. Boletus bicolorus, which is actually its genus and species name. And the taste and smell is like no other mushroom. It reminds me of spiced apples. And it truly is just a wonderful, you see that it's been chewed on. The chipmunks love it. And then holy smokes, and over here, look what we have here. Some and blueberries. Yeah, nice. A little tart on those. They're all over the place here. I've been feeding on them all morning. You have to be careful when you're eating wild foods. They actually have more vitamins than the larger genetically modified foods that you find at the grocery store. So here the fruits are really loaded with vitamin C. So you don't really want to eat too many, or they'll end up going right through you. And make you uncomfortable. But refreshing to snack on. So wonderful. I love the wild. I just got into a huge patch of blueberries here. Look at that. You know, just up there, just getting so ripened by the sun. And they're actually, you know, warm by the sun as well. And with that, we know how warm affects sugar and makes them actually much sweeter that way. If you would just imagine ice cream and how sweet it would be at room temperature, it'd be just actually impossible to eat. But how wonderful. I'm going to feed on this just a little bit, and like I said, in the blueberry patch, just goes up and all up and over there and everything. Why would bears want to bother hikers and eat hiker food? And they don't, because this is what they want right here, their natural food. But geez, doesn't look like any bears come up through here. Man, that's easy pickings. Love. It's July 2nd, 2 days before Independence Day, and good food. Well, it's not one of the best water sources I have found, but I'm almost out of water, and I don't pass up any possible. See, it's that little trickle there, but yeah, it's coming really. There it is. It's coming right out of the mountain. And so I put that baby right in there, and you know, it takes a little while, but it's water. And it's good too. It's coming right out of the ground. Yeah, you could actually, well, I wouldn't say that you could actually drink that just as is, but it is just coming. It's a spring, tiny little trickle of a spring, but I bet that water is good. I've been drinking city water a couple days. Well, a mushroom that I actually don't know what it is. But look at the lovely blue on top, but wait till you see this. Whoa! Yeah, baby. I wonder if it's a milky. Well, I just sliced across it there, and it has no latex, so yes, but easy to identify. Look at the stem and everything, and the center bits is a brightly blue as well. But so we take note that the gills, that it is gilded, and that the gills actually go down to the stem and not terminate at a ring before or at the stem. So it'll be wonderful to identify this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, holy smokes, what a beautiful mushroom. Unbelievable. I have never seen this mushroom before, but oh my gosh, wow, what a beauty, truly. Another blue mushroom, but I actually happen to know what this one is. It's a Buick, which is similar to a Buick, the automobile, but only smaller. And you can tell the Buick by it has its bulbous termini of the stem here. And this is, you know, not really fresh, but they're quite edible. I have eaten these. So here we go. A lovely specimen. Not the freshest, but the colors are quite lovely. A Buick, also known as the Buick of mushrooms. I'm just making that part up, of course, but you know, I have to have my funny segments, or I just won't get along with myself out here all alone. Yeah, so here we have a dam, basically in the middle of nowhere, and makes a pretty lovely lake, small lake or large pond, a nest site of a fish. There seems to be a bunch of bluegill in here, and it could be a little difficult with the reflections and all to capture them. Oh, and there's a nest right there. There's a bluegill sitting over her nest, and yeah, definitely a bluegill. How nice. Tasty. They're kind of bony. Well, I can see, yeah, throughout there's nesting sites, yeah, throughout. But yeah, there she is. Hey. And the frogs are becoming quite active, and I'm really happy that I picked up water at that last spot, because it's all I saw. And and there are two, perhaps the mate. Yeah, she's not chasing him off. And they seem to be taking turns. It's clearly a nest site. It's clear of any debris. But very interesting. A dam in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure it has a story. Yeah, here we have some smooth sumac, and that it's ripening up the little florets quite nicely. The seeds, the flower tops there, and seeds, the fruiting bodies, are loaded with malic acid, which similar to what gives the tartness in apples. And you can just soak just take a few of those cuttings and soak them in just any water. Cold water is good, and you know, perhaps provide a little sweetener. Tastes just like lemonade. It's native to this country too, and never took off, but I tell you, it's an amazing drink. I serve it all the time at home. Some yellow chanterelles. I certainly wouldn't say they're past their time. They look still quite delicious looking. I picked some and put it on a pizza over at Standing Bear Farm, and shared it with everyone. Beautiful, beautiful edible mushrooms. Boy, that is a red toad. What a gorgeous looking creature. Oh my gosh. Hey, yeah, we're admiring you there, fella. Now why don't you just go on your way. Wowee. That was cool. Well, I have a little bit of a treat here for you. I hiked on to dark. Good thing I gathered that water at that one location, and I couldn't find, you know, they had said that there was a campsite. They had said that there would be water at that campsite. Yeah, I didn't see any campsite. It was pitch-ass dark too. So what I did find is this this observation tower, and you can see here where I set up my little bedroll, and hot springs in the area never had cell phone service before. They put up this cell phone tower here, right in the middle of the mountains. Gave everybody cell phones, you know, like a bunch of drug dealers, you know, and went on their merry way. But I tell you, this was fun. This was definitely a fun. And so we have the birds. It's 6 in the morning, and I'm gonna make me some coffee. But let's take a look at this view one more time. Okay, we got some color coming up over here. This is actually gonna be my first sunrise that I wasn't down deep into the forest. I love this part. I love all that smoke like that. That is just amazing. And truly amazing. So, yeah, we've got a sunrise. It's Sunday. It's July the 3rd. It is Independence Day weekend here. And, geez, to all my Americans, my fellow Americans, happy Independence Day. Though, we're never truly independent. It's really we're never really free either. But we can be as independent and free as we possibly can be. How about that? Oh, this is going to be a beautiful sunrise. Can't wait. Here's called a pocket rocket. And I actually gave up my zip stove with all the pouring rain. You know, trying to use wood to cook with was not impossible, but it sure took a long time. So as we're panning here, and I plan on doing more camp videos to just give you an idea, and I'm making coffee, and I can't wait to have a cup. Oh, and the sun is coming up. We're gonna have to switch gears. And here she rises. How just gorgeous is this? Oh my gosh. Well, for being my only sunrise, because usually I'm buried deep down into the forest, I'd say it's a gift. It's a spectacular, thank you. It's a spectacular sunrise, and I'll take it. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. No, I just can't get over this. I just truly can't. Get over it. And where's that golden orb? And look at there. Boy, that is about picture perfect. In a different perspective of where we slept last night. Yeah, up in this fire tower. And yeah, what a great sunrise. Absolutely gorgeous. Over here we have some sulfur shells, or people call them also chicken of the woods. Not to be confused with the hen of the woods, the maitake. These sulfur shelves, they're polypores, and they grow in layers. Often these guys are kind of, uniquely separated. But you just take one layer like this, and you bread it and saute it, shallow pan fry it, and they're absolutely delicious. Now here's a perfect example of that sulfur shelf, the chicken of the woods mushroom, and here's enough to feed about probably 20 or 30 people. But they're very prolific, and they taste amazing, and you would separate every one of those layers there and almost make like a chicken cutlet. You would cook it like a chicken cutlet. It tastes a lot like a chicken cutlet. But that is the sulfur shelf. It's a polypore. It's called the chicken of the woods. Ah, tastes just like chicken. Another favorite of mine are the Cinnabar Red Chanterelles. And they have kind of a peppery flavor to them. They're quite small. This is actually a pretty good size one. They usually run a lot smaller in troops. You know, you'll find them in big clusters, 20, 50, perhaps 70 or 100 of them sometimes. And they're quite colorful. I love the underside, the gill bits often will look very pinkish with an orange or deep reddish orange body and stem, and a gorgeous edible mushroom. Wow, look at this. This is the trail right here, and man, I almost stepped on him. This is interesting colors here. It is definitely poisonous. I'm not sure if that's a rattlesnake or not, but I would say it's definitely poisonous. So I think we'll, yeah, it's a rattler. Look at that beauty. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's a timber rattler. And gee whiz, curled up right next to the trail like that. Definitely a biter. That's on far for, boy, that'll kill you. Number 2 rattlesnakes. No bears. Wow. Just saw the rattlesnake, and just now 2 coyotes ran out in front of me. And one stopped and turned around and ran towards me about 10 feet. Kind of looked up at me and then turned around again. So I don't know if they're still here or not. But it's very interesting. They were just right underneath these hemlocks here. Just right over here, perhaps laying down. And, wow, they sure did make a lot of noise. Yeah, they were right over here. A pair. Wonder if they have babies. But they are right over here, and they ran right across the trail. And then back in there. Oh, very cool. Kind of looked like wolves. Wonderful. Oh, another. Yeah, now notice this one, how dark this one is. Yeah, it looks like it's got about 8 buttons. You know, maybe 8 to 10. And it does help predict their age. But, gee whiz. Wow, just bit at my, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I tell you, these critters will put you in a freaking hospital, kill you for sure. They're in the viper family, so they have a neotoxin, affects your central nervous system, but it also has a hemotoxin that actually causes your blood vessels to rupture and you to bleed from the inside out. Real nasty, poisonous little sucker, that's for sure. And look at that. Love to see his fangs, but I'd hate to get that close. Rattlesnake number 3. Bear 0. I'd rather encounter a bear, to tell you the truth. Yeah, this is really cool. area here. It's a really exposed ridge line here. I came from this way here, and actually even over on that other peak where those towers are, I came from there and then to the left of there. But this here is a very, very, very exposed ridge line. I got weather coming in. This is about the worst place in the world to be with weather coming in. I'm heading up this way along this ridge line and then on down. So I was timing the thunder, and it seemed like it was getting further away, but there could be other stuff coming up. Hard to say, but I'll be heading out over there. And what a really is truly a beautiful, beautiful location. We'll look down at this valley over here. Holy smokes, gorgeous. Well, look at all that down there. And this is why I'll be heading east and then south for a while, because to follow the mountain chain, because of this. We're at the very edge. Look at that. Look at that big old valley down there. So I'll be avoiding that in order to stay in the mountains all the way to Erwin, Tennessee. Well, all that know me know that I'm quite the risk taker. I mean, look what I do for a living, right? Climbing trees. Well, that was some beautiful exposure up across that ridge. Oh my God, the views were amazing. And there are some bands of storms that are coming in. I got one coming up right behind me now, so I decided to take shelter here in this this natural overhang here, and perhaps wait it out. And so while I'm waiting it out, it's also snack time, and I've got a cocoa pistachio, whole grain bar, and that's very good. I have some chocolate covered cherries here, which are completely decadent and sinful, but you all know that I love the decadent, sinful bits. And then some more realistic foods. The wind's picking up, so I think it's a good call to, I needed to stop and eat. I think I might have well, they used to be called Snickers when I was, oh, wow, look at that. That was almost magical. So I think I'll have that and some smoked almonds. I really like them raw. I really like them smoked too. And then it's probably not really smoked. I'm sure it's chemical additives, but just don't tell me. I'll be okay. And then as another snack, I have what's left here of some crunchy, peanuts and some other little chocolate and some raisins, and it's got those crunchy corn things. I forgot what they're called, but all in all, it's a good break. And I think after the thunderstorm passes, I'll head out. But I think I'll set it out and wait it out here. It's gonna be here any moment now. It'll give me a chance to rest. And geez, I haven't been poured on in, geez, what seems like days. So it'll be nice to, not that I'm ever dry, of course, because you're either sweating or getting rained on, but I need a little break. And I've been going all day, so gee whiz, and it's 2:07, so taking a break. Here's some interesting plants. They're called ghost plants. or Indian pipe, Monoflora uniropa. They're non-photosynthetic. They do not photosynthesize. They do not create chlorophyll. Well, look how white they are. They're actually a parasite, and they live off of the symbiotic relationship that mycelium and plants have, and they just tap into that and live off of that. But all the same, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Nature is just so wonderful. I guess that's why I love her so much. Almost to the top, and she's gonna level out. I'll ride that ridge for a while. But this part of Appalachia is the how the locals pronounce this area, Appalachia, not Appalachia. But here in North Carolina and Tennessee, I've been hiking the boundary of Tennessee and North Carolina for quite a while, going in and out of both states. And in both states they have these mountaintops called balds, and it's a kind of a phenomenon because they're well below the tree line and yet cleared. So there, you know, it's speculation that UFO landing sites, perhaps. I would say probably not. I would say more perhaps people cleared it a long time ago for grazing. You know, and the tops here, the tops are definitely much flatter, and that would be my guess. Maybe even Paleolithic humans, dating, you know, further back before the native American Indians were dominant, although they're probably descendant from the ancient Paleolithic peoples. So that is my scientific observation for the day, and my thoughts on it. Thank you very much. What a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. And these here are the jack-o'-lanterns. Back in New York they come up usually in the fall. They're poisonous, and though I've yet to see them glow in the dark, I have brought them home to see if they glowed in the dark, but perhaps they need to continuously be attached. But here they are, the jack-o'-lantern. They're poisonous, and they reportedly glow in the dark. Well, they certainly are glowing now, that's for sure. Well, I just stopped for lunch at Flint Shelter. This is one of the best water flows I've seen in an awfully long time. I've got about 8.5 miles to go to Hogbat Shelter, where I'll be staying the night. So there wasn't a lot of water resources on the map up ahead, and I haven't really seen a whole lot. I've been really pushing it, you know, with my water. I've been doing 2 liters, you know, and getting by and getting right. But I've got some big trekking. I loaded up. I've got me, 4 liters of water. Yeah, I've got some flats for a bet. Then I got a really big mountain to climb. Let's go for a walk. I tell you, this Sony TX5, its microphone works really, really wonderful. Except for when the camera's being pounded by hail. graves. Two graves. This the Suttons? The Sheltons. Yeah, so an uncle and his nephew, they were in the Union Army, and they were from North Carolina, which was a Confederate state at the time. And but these two guys, yeah, and a third person, perhaps a wife. So yeah, the times are right. So William and David, I believe, Shelton from the North Carolina Infantry Company, looks like 8th Company, perhaps. But anyways, they were going home for a family visit, a family gathering, actually, and they were ambushed and both killed. And I guess they were killed right here and buried right here. So I don't know what the signal. There people keep flowers here, and so it's just it's amazing what you might find. Truly amazing. A little tidbit of history there. Well, I believe that. Well, thank you for joining me on that nice little walk. I want to try to keep my my videos interesting. Don't want them to be boring, but I thought a nice, quiet little walk in the woods would be nice together. And it just so happened we came across those grave sites when we did. It was pretty good timing, and the fact that I had read up on them. So I'm not a genius, I just read. Yeah, this is my friend Bob, and Bob had asked if I would make a video with him in it and put him on YouTube. He wanted to be on the internet and show his mom. Bob and I go way back. What was that, Bob? 15 meters, right, Bob? And well, this is his chance at stardom. He said that he always wanted his shot at things, and this is it. And why be all just green and brown? Everything else is green and brown. Why not be different, like Bob? Wonder if she's nesting. There's a female turkey. She was down right over here, and yeah, she was kind of hunkered down right about in here when she jumped up and flew out. Don't see a nest. It is a little late in the season, but where'd she go? There she is. Boy, she's big. Oh. Well, that was exciting. And here we are, the Appalachian Trail, a national scenic trail. And as we flushed that turkey a moment ago, we heard the highway traffic here. Yeah, it's a big old highway. That sign there, was it say, welcome to Madison County. I think that's North Carolina. I've been, like I said, bouncing between Tennessee and North Carolina. I have no idea what state I'm in half the time. But yeah, I'll be crossing that highway. Looks like perhaps they'll send me underneath. Sounds like a safe way to go. And away we go. You figure we gotta, in all this wilderness area, we're bound to cross civilization, and we're bound to cross highways and other roads. There'll be some fording of rivers too, and I like the creeks personally. And away we go. Voila, a success. I failed to mention that in mountaineering or geological standpoints, that is Sam's Gap, and brought me down and across the way, and here we are. This is a livestock channeling here, and this is a key horse and horse riders. It's a walking trail out of here. And so as we passed through here, there was a couple of them here that I barely fit, but the bodies of the animals are too large to make that turn right in through here. And this is Bob's friend Andrew. Andrew didn't like the fact that Bob got all the hubbub, all the publicity, and all the video, and Andrew had asked if he could be displayed as well. And I said, sure, Andrew, anything for a friend. And there you go. A bolette. And it's a double header. It seems that two grew in from one. And these are really just such a delicious summertime mushroom. There are many different types of bolettes. It's actually the largest genus of mushrooms that have so very few poisonous, but I wouldn't say poisonous, just bitter. Some of the bolette, the frost bolette and the bitter bolette. This, I do believe, is the French call it the crepes bolette. The Italians call it the porcini, and if we were to examine the meaty, even though it's full of wormholes already, or beetle larvae. Actually, the beetles, they really love to lay their eggs in these. So cooking and eating wild, I mean, a lot of your food's going to be buggy, especially the mushrooms. But the flesh is just so white, and it's such a delicate flavor. And the king bolette is another name for this, and it is a king. It's a tasty mushroom, a wonderful specimen too. The smell is like no other fungus when it comes to the Boletus genus. And here we were, Hot Springs, right here. We left Saturday afternoon after an enormous breakfast, and I went up here to the Rich Mountain fire tower to they actually had a fireworks celebration on Saturday evening, so I caught that beautiful sunrise, and then we're out and off the map here, and then we went up and through Jerry. We camped at a Jerry cabin a couple of nights ago, and get us caught up. And now here, this is north and north would be this way. So we had been actually heading east for quite some time, and now I'm heading south, which is crazy. But when we were up, remember when we were up on that ridge there was that whole valley that was north there. We ran out of mountains, so we're just following the mountain chain right now. And where did I? So I stayed at Flint Mountain night before last night. Came down and stayed at Hog Ridge Shelter last night. So we just crossed Sam's Gap here, and there's water, and I believe we're whoops we're around here somewhere, and it's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna hike on a couple more miles and break for lunch. We're actually going to Bald Mountain shelter for the night, and then on to tomorrow's hike will take us all the way up, and then we'll be heading north again. I always like when that happens. I mean, I am northbound, and we will stay at No Business Shelter tomorrow night, and then from there we will go on up into my next resupply of Irvington, Tennessee, where my laptop is waiting for me, and I got some lovely videos. I can't wait to put all this up. So here we are. We have another bald here, and it's just truly one of those geological phenomenons. Oh, look at that beautiful flowers. Let's not rush through this, but and up there, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3 hills. Well, let's zoom in a little bit. I do believe that is Big Bald, where I'll be going up after lunch, and then if we could just step off trail just a little bit. Some other balds over here. Up, where the heck am I? Yeah, there we are. And over there, and across there as well. Wow, doozies, eh? Looks like they're farming that. Why not? Hey, little peep. What the heck are you doing there? Yeah, holy smokes. I was just kind of looking down, and I was like, wow. What is this? And hey, and he's just sitting there. What a beautiful little fellow. He's still got his tail feathers that need to grow out here a little bit, and but his wing feathers are out quite well, and his beak is getting a little tighter. Don't have that baby wide bird beak getting so, and I hear mama calling, so I don't know why. There you go. What a little cutie. Well, thank you for spending the time with me, and you really, yeah. And so there he goes, and better how. Well, here we are, and now, if we can zoom in, you see that strip out there. That's when we had videoed it, earlier, pointing to this area, saying that, yeah, after lunch I'll be up over here. Well, here I am. And then if you see over there where those other balds, where there was homesteading, so, or not homesteading, but farming it. So, oh, very cool. Very cool. Got some kids out there with their family and everything. The top of the bald, and it's just a geological phenomenon that it's well below the tree line, but still very stunted tree growth and mostly meadows, and science can't figure it out. Well, I'm hoping I'm zooming in on the right location up there on that peak. There's yeah, I believe that's it, that little bald section, and that's where we shot the video, from looking over here, and And as we pan over here, we can see that one property up on the hillside there. The other one is further back over there that we were viewing. And it seems, well, both directions, they both seem so far away. But here I am, up on Big Bald, and it's a doozy, that's for sure. It is totally a doozy. And it's what a wonderful place to live these months. I would say that the native peoples probably lived up here. But, well, maybe sometimes. You know, you're quite exposed. But yeah, so I just wanted to give perspective, one more shot here of, well, where we were looking at not too long ago. And once again, in perspective, we were just up top of that bald. Just absolutely gorgeous. And we're trekking across this bald, and there's a shelter. I'm taking an easy day. I need a bath. Yeah, the mother just flown out. This is right off of the trail here, and here's, a little nest. I believe the birds are jubiloos. I'll have to look it up when I get home. But yeah, right off of the trail here. Right there, the trail comes up from the south this way. And here we are and beyond. So yeah, she's carrying on. You can hear her in the background right now. So we will just cover this back up, and voila. And that's why they call it the king. Here it is, the Crepes Bolet, from the genus Boletus, also known in the Italian world as the porcini. And we notice it has no gills here, and that all the tiny little spore holes there instead. So it's a very easy mushroom to identify. The Bolet genus, there are many, about 600 species. Many of them are quite delicious and have an aroma like no other. So, but they call it the king. And this one is quite large. And yes, and they are quite tasty. It's a bit buggy. This has been around for a little bit, but unbelievable. The meat is still quite white and delicious. Really, really good for a dry saute. You don't want to cook them up with too much oil. The oil could absorb, very much into the bolet. They're very spongy, but oh God, heavenly. Oh, their fragrances is just unbelievable. And I noticed over here, oh, here we go, we have while we're on the foraging on the menu, we have, the leaves are a bit beat up, and it's a nightshade. It's called a mayapple, and we have a piece of fruit here. And like many nightshades, the bell pepper, tobacco, I can't think of, I'll think of some others, but it's a poisonous plant, and everything about it is poisonous, but the fruit, you can eat the fruit when it's ripe. Yeah. Tastes like an apple. It's not quite ripe, but ripe enough. Very good. Has kind of a sweet and yet a tartness. I would imagine that perhaps contains a little malic acid. But yes, and one of nature's many bounties. Such a beautiful and delicate little mushroom here. And all white top. I've never seen this before, but it should be easy to identify with its markings. It has a dark stem. The gills go right to the stem. It's hard to even see if I can even focus in on this, but what a gorgeous tiny little mushroom. And we have just a lovely little cluster right there. Never seen them before. Well, here we up here would be high rock. This is just a rock outcropping here. I wanted to pick up, but yeah, it's high rock would be a trail. You know, back south I just passed it to the summit here, but it would be right up there. Such beautiful rhododendrons. The pinks of this one particular bush, just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. Such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. It'll be hard for you to see this, perhaps maybe on your big computer screen, but these white bits here underneath this hemlock are the woolly adelgid that is wiping out the hemlock forest in the East Coast. And down here in the southern states in Appalachia, I tell you, really has wreaked havoc and killed so many hemlocks. Wow. Just had a lightning strike really close. I could actually feel the shock wave bounce off of my right leg. I thought I was hit for a second, but nah, I think it would hurt a lot worse than that. But definitely a shock wave. That was unbelievable. Well, I hope I survived this so I could upload this for you. Once again, Puma Ghostwalker, living on the wild side. Well, the rain stopped. The water in the creek is flowing really nice. Yeah, I wouldn't say that that shock wave of that lightning strike knocked me to the ground, but I damn sure went to the ground. I couldn't tell at first whether it was a lightning strike, you know, because it kind of almost had that tingly feeling to it, but yeah, I'll say it was the it was definitely the like the sonic boom, you know, the aftershock, you know, the wave of energy kind of hit me. I guess that's close too. You know, I didn't see the bolt, but it had to be close. But this is a relaxing sound. Makes me feel much better. Well, that was just lovely. That was just enough to get me soaking wet. Boy, some big thunderclouds, that's for sure. And now blue skies, sunny as can be, actually. So I'll take it. I like to get out of this rain gear, I think, just so my skin can breathe, huh? Yeah. And I'm going uphill. Yeah, I'll sweat more. we have here a blueberry smorgasbord. Holy smokes, what all these lovely ripe blueberries. And another thunderstorm is coming, so I better snack quickly. I don't know if I'll make it out of this one before shelter, of course. Yeah, frogs do really well here. You know, there's only about a bug for every leaf in the forest, maybe two. So, well, eat up, my little friend. Where'd he go? Jeez, look at there. Can't even see him. It's gone.